day 248 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Today we are looking at spiritual health and well-being. Of course, this whole month we're focusing on the spiritual aspects of us as human beings. And we picked a challenge area yesterday. I picked my connection to source, my connection to a higher power as the area I wanted to work on. As my angel bear falls on me, isn't that a sign? And we're going to hop into the SOAP framework. We're going to apply the SOAP framework, which is a framework I always had a way to solve problems and deal with setbacks and obstacles, but I never identified it as a process. It was just a way that I automatically dealt with things. And I decided during the pandemic, which was a crazy time for all of us, billions of us, all affected by the same thing simultaneously. Never happened in my lifetime. Hope it never happens again. But it did, and we learned from it, or we stayed stuck. And I decided I wasn't going to stay stuck. I was going to figure out how I could do what I wanted to do within the confines of what was going on in the world around me. And I came up with this and identified my problem-solving decision-making process, and I called it the SOAP framework, which seemed really appropriate at the time of the pandemic. And the SOAP framework is a way of dealing with any challenge, any setback, anything that obstacle, any roadblock, anything that happens that we feel is outside of our control, but it's us taking back control of any situation, because we always have the power to decide what we're going to do, how we're going to react, and how we're going to respond. And my response was the SOAP framework. The first step of the SOAP framework, which is what we're talking about today with respect to our spiritual health and well-being, is story. Well, what the heck's a story? Story or the situation. We want to identify what is our current story or situation and what is our desired story and situation. Why do we want to do that? Well, we can't make any changes unless we actually are clear on where we are right now and where we want to be. That creates a gap between where we are and where we want to be, because here's where we are, right? If we're being realistic and honest with ourselves, and here's where we want to be. This gap needs to get filled in order for us to have what we want, what our desires are, what we want in the area of spirituality or any other area that we've talked about this year, or anything that we want. So what I like to do for this step is I like to map out and kind of brainstorm as I go about my day. And I guess it's not brainstorming, it's just noticing what is. And so for me, the current situation is, what is my current connection to source? What is my current situation or story with respect to the area that I am feeling challenged in? Because if I didn't want to change it, then there wouldn't be any motivation to even look at it, much less take any action toward making it better or different for me. So today I will do both of these. I will bullet point out a list of current things, what the heck is going on. What I like to do is do the current one, and then usually the desired one is a distance away from that. And so if I do it bullet point by bullet point, it's super easy and fast to do. And so this is a strategy I recommend that you use today. Just get a piece of paper, or I actually do it in my journal. And I told myself I only have to come up with 5 different bullet points for each, and then each current and desired story. And then I'll look at it, and that will show me and help me get ready for the rest of the process, because the rest of the SOAP framework is designed to fill in this gap, or begin filling in this gap. And once we take a step toward filling in the gap, guess what? Then we want to take the next step and the next step and the next step till we get the exact desired situation that we want. All right, any questions about this? Hit me up and ask. That's what I'm here for. Otherwise, go out, make it an amazing day. Think about your spirituality, your spiritual life, the impact you're having on the world, the impact the world's having on you, and share any questions or concerns or comments below. Have a great day, and I'll, of course, speak to you tomorrow.